Contemporary Western society values giving and sacrifice. The quest for fulfillment and balance is about achieving what truly matters to us, the well-being of those we love. As women, our conscious or unconscious priority remains others. We need to feel useful, to contribute to the overall well-being and evolution of our community. This need to contribute nourishes us. Giving and receiving are two sides of the same coin, as Lise Bourbeau says, the polarities of the same energy, the natural flow of life. If one of these poles develops excessively, or if it is blocked, the entire flow is unbalanced. We tend to think that generosity is giving without receiving anything in return, whereas the act of giving back is an integral part of our psyche. The balance between giving and receiving fosters healthier relationships. Giving without receiving, or receiving without giving, leads to unequal relationships and the exploitation of power over others.
So here's the thing. Of course I'm using big words, cosmic breath, giving it, receiving it, and of course we have this image of grand, mystical, or spiritual concepts. But in reality, it's all very simple. What is cosmic breath? Take a few moments to relax. Make yourself comfortable. Observe your breathing. Have you noticed? You inhale, you exhale. Observe again. When your breathing isn't regular, by inhaling for longer or exhaling for longer, you change your physical state. If you run out of air by only exhaling, you suffocate. If you only inhale air, it's the same. You won't feel well. Well, cosmic breath is the same. Returning to this breath means becoming aware of your giving, exhalation, and your receiving, inhalation. And the goal is to balance the two. Why is it so difficult? During my sessions, my clients frequently encounter this observation. There is little to no balance between their giving and receiving, and it's difficult to change their patterns. And where does this imbalance come from? Generally, it stems from our early childhood, the time when we were taught all sorts of rules that we accepted in order to feel loved. Sometimes we also carry the weight of a family history with its traditions that can hold us back. In any case, there are a few steps that can mark our journey.
Observe. First, the time for observation. This is the time when we decide to observe our surroundings and our interactions with others. Who are our friends? How are we in their company or with our family? Are giving and receiving balanced? Do I give as much as I receive? Do I have the same attitude with everyone? Generally, we realize that we give a lot. We are often taught to give very early on, and we often become subservient to the idea that we are only lovable if we give of ourselves, our possessions, our time, our money. This is one of the widespread beliefs that, moreover, hinders abundance. This is also a good time, by the way, to reread The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, or How to Redefine the World According to Our Vision. Furthermore, the opposite of giving is not taking. When you don't give, you don't necessarily take anything from others. Although some people sometimes want to get some kind of revenge for everything they've given in the past and try to take as if it were their due. But nobody has to take anything.
Opposite of giving is receiving. Often, we know very well how to give, but very little how to receive. Receiving a gift graciously, receiving a compliment. Oh my God, if I show them that it touches me, I'll seem vain and conceited. And even receiving love. So yes, obviously, in reality, we're dying from this lack of love. We long to be showered with it, with this love, these gestures of affection. We need to be loved like that, for real. To stop meeting the wrong people, to stop repeating the same patterns. It's not my fault. I just want to be loved. But do you know, beneath these words, when you scratch the surface, you find a little bitterness, Bitterness because often these people are givers. They give so much of their time to their friends and families. They give all their energy to their work. They are always there for others. But in the end, there's not much left for themselves. And they feel bitter about not receiving as much as they give. Giving. After all, didn't we say give and the universe will return it to you 100-fold? But here's the thing. This giving comes both from our upbringing and from the belief that we aren't enough, fill in the blank, to be loved. And as long as we send this vibration out into the universe, there's no one to love us enough. And the second unfortunate consequence is that it confirms our belief and doesn't help us see what's important. God helps those who help themselves, and charity begins at home. In short, we need to save some energy to nurture ourselves, give ourselves quality time, honor our body, our soul, our experience, celebrate our victories and our lessons learned. In a word, make space for ourselves. Stop waiting for others to give it to us and define us. If you let others, family, friends, partners, etc., give you a place, it will always be uncomfortable. Not big enough, not small enough, or too important. In short, it won't be your place. Your own place. You must design it to your own.
I encourage you to carefully examine your own balance between giving and receiving. The most common blockage is that of receiving. In many upbringings, receiving is the result of having given a lot, worked hard, and sweated. This difficulty can take a paradoxical form, such as an excess of giving that ends in exhaustion or resentment towards oneself and/or others. Many reasons contribute to this, such as our cultural conditioning, giving is more valued than receiving, or our emotional beliefs, the more you give, the more you are loved. Several experiments from the psychology department at the University of Michigan revealed that if a person gives too much, it triggers a rejection reaction in everyone else who feels unable to reciprocate. Indeed, depriving someone of their capacity for reciprocity will awaken feelings of frustration, even shame. To restore the cycle of giving and receiving, it is important to cultivate a sense of gratitude for everything we receive daily.
Knowing how to give and receive is a delicate balance, an endless cycle. It's not helpful to look for studies proving that people who give to others are happier. Consider, for example, people who work for an NGO or who volunteer with animals. These people feel good because their lives have meaning. However, it's important to ensure that people deserve what we give them. And also to understand that in the act of giving, receiving isn't about possession, but about the natural flow of life. Everything we receive is given back in another form, and we are part of this movement. Giving and receiving should be considered in a broad sense. When I give, it's not from that particular person that I expect something in return. Life itself sets the flow of return in motion. When we give, it's the act of giving that is most important, not the object or the service. When we give, we feel alive, and accepting to receive also gives others the opportunity to express their own worth. That's precisely what a gift is. The balance between giving and receiving is one of the most important concepts for making the cycle of abundance work. You understand this well. Giving and receiving are not insignificant. Our interactions reveal who we are, our relationship with others and with ourselves. They lay the foundation for a relationship. And you? Do you give too much? Do you accept receiving easily? Do you have egalitarian exchanges?